Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video, we are looking at Robinhood Markets. It is time for another update, and on this chart, we were tracking an even more bullish structure. We were looking for a potential impulse to form within this area, and this has become an extremely unlikely interpretation in my opinion, because we have broken relevant levels of support that would have allowed extensions within this supposed wave tree to the upside. Now, this isn't the biggest surprise necessarily, but we have now broken the 50% retracement. It is objectively done, this idea of an internal extension to higher prices within this wave, and while we could theoretically extend this to lower prices, this area of support, and allow this entire wave tree to be complete, because we could maybe make this count work as an impulse within this structure, but even then, we wouldn't have reached the ideal target within this as a supposed wave 3 that is at the 138.2% extension of the wave 1, and this would have barely reached the 100% extension. Not really confidence inducing, and not only that, but within this movement, within this correction we are tracking to the downside, we expect to extend even lower in a preferred interpretation I have for this structure. I don't have any evidence, at least at this point, that we would have formed a bottom within this wave 4. So while we will still continue to track this idea, it will no longer be our primary interpretation for this chart, and we will instead focus on the yellow structure, where we are looking instead for a large leading diagonal to take place, where we would have here an ABC structure in a wave 1 and an ABC structure in a wave 3 already in place, and we would be looking for our larger wave 4 correction into the area of support at the levels between the $75.6 all the way down to the $24 level. Now, based on the pattern in this area, I could find it possible within a WXY structure to have a bottom in place. This is not my preferred interpretation. My preferred interpretation, typically we would be looking at an ABC structure to form in such a correction, and that is going to be my focus, especially as long as we stay below relevant levels of resistance that we can track internally within this wave C. So I'm looking here for a 5-wave pattern to form within this wave C, of course, and I would have a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up, a wave 3 potentially complete, and I could already start looking for our larger wave 4 correction, although I would be not surprised at all if we form even an extension within this wave 3, and I will keep that in mind. I will look for the next wave to the downside to still potentially be within this wave 3, especially if we don't form a proportional correction within a supposed wave 4, but for a signal that this structure shouldn't be tracked anymore, I would still need to see a break above the 50% retracement for the assumption of a wave 3 bottom already being in place here. Now, we are tracking this idea of a wave C within an impulse at the moment, although I could see it possible that it would unfold as an ending diagonal as well, but for now, for me, the $92.9 level is the one I need to see broken for a signal that this wave C would become less likely to play out. Now, the thing is, within this pattern, at the moment, I cannot rule out the possibility of a leading diagonal even, because, while sure, we could form this wave 4 in a more direct fashion, we could form just an ABC pattern in this area. If we extend in a larger 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I would have a leading diagonal that would strongly suggest that after a 3-wave correction, we would be looking with high probabilities for trend continuation within at least another 5-wave move to the downside. Now, for this interpretation, we will track this, of course. We will have an extension of the area of resistance, and the reason I want to track this idea is because if we manage to break above the relevant levels of resistance for such a wave 4, it would be a strong signal that a more substantial bottom would already be in place within this area, and for me, that is the $106.8. That is what I need to see broken for us to consider that this correction, this wave to the downside would possibly be done, and to look for something more bullish to be going on. Because in this scenario, I can consider this larger wave tree, yeah, the entire wave tree actually complete, and we can allow even a deeper retracement. Now, I will add just a few thoughts in a moment, but before, I wanted to briefly mention our channel newsletter, where you get access to our monthly top picks, and we will identify for you high quality structures that can provide interesting opportunities for accumulation with clearly defined levels of invalidation, levels where you know the structure has strongly shifted into something more bearish, where you can use that information to adjust your risk management plan. For example, we would have known that below the 50% retracement we had previously within the white structure, it was rather likely going to extend much lower, and while we can still attempt to track this white structure, it's going to be a very weak scenario in my opinion. Now, if you're interested in that, in the list, you can join the newsletter. The sign up link is in the description. It is completely free, and you can follow afterwards these stocks, these assets that are high quality with us on YouTube. We will keep them up to date. We will provide continuously any updates that are necessary in regards to support that you need to track. And we actually have this month quite a few great opportunities that I consider extremely promising. Now, again, this is completely free, but if you enjoy our content and you want to support us, you can check out our channel membership. The link for that is in the description as well, or you can click the join button and you will get access to additional content. If you want to learn more about our newsletter or the channel membership, you can check out our channel update video. It's really short, just a 5-minute watch, and you will know everything that is needed, everything that you will get, and what plans we have here for the future. Now, here within this structure to the downside, I wanted to outline a few ideas in this structure, yeah, in this movement, because while this wave 3 in yellow could be complete, I wouldn't be surprised if we have this as a 1, 2, 3 at the moment and we get a wave 4 correction. The area of resistance would shift down ever so slightly. I would only need to reach the $79 level for the wave 4, the internal wave 4, to have fulfilled its minimum expectations. And yeah, we would expect even to form another low within this wave tree. It would be preferred, but again, it's not necessary. However, we can also use the RSI to signal to us what we should really be looking at within this area. So we see some divergences, but really only a minor one within this push to the downside, where I would consider this to already be a complete 5-wave structure. And it is rather telling me that, yes, we do need another low. So it is suggesting that another low would be even ideal. So it's just another sign that we should be prepared for this to form another extension lower. And I'm not talking necessarily about an extension lower within this area. This structure alone, we have here only a 1, 2, 3 complete. We would actually like to see a wave 4 and a 5th wave to extend even lower, but that's within a very small time frame. We might not even get that. It might be part of a correction, and ultimately some serious extensions could even take place within this area, as this doesn't need to be the 5th wave itself. It could be just a 1, 2 setup that is building internally, and more considerable extensions could form within this wave 3, but it's not necessarily the highest focus for me at the moment. I'm waiting for some more evidence, but overall I wouldn't consider the correction in this larger pattern, this larger wave 4 in yellow, to be complete, and I'm looking at this area of support in yellow down to the $24 to be some sort of an accumulation area, although I would strongly prefer that we get an initial 5-wave move to the upside before looking for stronger accumulation, as we are still within a large leading diagonal within this interpretation, where we are only looking for an ABC pattern within the wave 5. Now, in terms of targets, unfortunately, we have even far exceeded the ideal target for the wave C. We might even be looking for the ideal target for a wave 3 to have been reached within this structure, and that would already be exceeded itself. And the next target for us is here at the $63 level. Actually, maybe even a bit lower, because this low was actually a bit lower. But for now, There really isn't much else to add. These are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover. And I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.